James Rubin, a former U.S. Assistant Secretary of State, testified at the specialist chambers in The Hague, speaking about some of the key figures in the Kosovo Liberation Army. He said the reason the Americans took action was because they had received many reports that the crisis in Kosovo was similar to that in Bosnia and Herzegovina. Rubin said that the aim of U.S. policy was to prevent the same thing from happening in Kosovo. They were victims, not just because they had been oppressed for decades, but because they were being massacred by military and paramilitary forces. We did not want the horror of Bosnia to be repeated in Kosovo. That was the aim of our policy, to prevent the same thing from happening again, Rubin said. During his testimony at the specialist chambers, Rubin was asked by Thaçi's lawyer if he remembered that former U.S. Secretary of State Madeleine Albright had told Thaçi that he would be held criminally responsible for crimes that might be committed in Kosovo after the entry of KFOR. "No, I don't remember," Rubin replied. He explained that Albright understood the importance of investigating crimes, but its purpose was to punish the individuals responsible for the violence and not allow collective blame. According to Rubin, Albright had asked Thaçi to show tolerance and do his best to ensure that his people were also tolerant, while justice would take care of the individual responsibility of those who committed violence. James Rubin stated that no evidence or information has been found linking executions or murders to leaders of the Kosovo Liberation Army. "We have found no data, no evidence, no information that linked such allegations of executions or murders to such leaders, either to Mr. Krasniqi or to Mr. Thaçi," he said. According to Rubin, these allegations were largely fabricated by disinformation campaigns organized by the Russians or sponsored by the Serbs. "In following the case, I have come to the conclusion that many, if not all, of the allegations of criminality, involvement, murders, executions, or such allegations were fabricated and were largely linked to disinformation campaigns organized by the Russians, pursued by Russian supporters, or by organizations sponsored by the Serbs," Rubin said. He said that Thaçi's relationship with the United States was special and of extraordinary importance to him. Rubin stressed that from the first meeting, he had created the impression that Thaçi saw America as a symbol of power and as a reflection of what he considered a strong and reliable state. "Since I met him, America was a symbol and a reflection of what he considered a strong country, good for the world. He wanted the U.S. to trust him, to respect him. He wanted the support of the U.S., we are talking about the leadership, the American people, as much as possible. That was his biggest priority," Rubin said. He underlined that at no time had he observed any behavior or approach in Thaçi that would jeopardize this support. James Rubin said in court that the Kosovo issue was one of the most important that the United States of America dealt with. He emphasized that American officials have investigated the allegations of war crimes, but they were all untrue. "I personally investigated these, and I really wanted to know if any of these allegations were true. From time to time, such allegations were raised. We investigated them. None of the allegations regarding his role and the leaders of the KLA or other allegations taken, nothing was true," he said. According to him, the aim of such allegations was to influence relations between the United States and Kosovo. "We understood that they were mostly false, fabricated, and intended to harm, to influence our support. We simply helped people not to be massacred," said Rubin. James Rubin also spoke during his testimony about a visit by former U.S. President Joe Biden to the Western Balkans in 1993 when he was a senator. Biden claimed that he knew that Hashim Thaçi was not the person who controlled the KLA. According to Rubin, Biden must have known this based on reports he received from various U.S. agencies. Hashim Thaçi was not even at the head of this organization. At its head was General Ceku, and Senator Biden should have known about Mr. Ceku. "I have worked in government on many occasions, and such a thing would have been widely confirmed," Rubin said.